Hey, do you make your clients sign a buyer representation agreement? Now, I know some brokerages require it, some brokerages don't allow it, but we are strongly in favor. So, we're going to talk today about why we think it's important, and why we think it's important for you, why we think it's important for our clients, and why we think it's important for our profession.
Well, I mean, I think the easiest thing is we are very much because, in a sense, realtors or real estate agents sometimes are a dime a dozen, right? Everybody knows a bunch. So, what's our biggest advantage is our value proposition.
Yep.
If you know your value, you know that your commitment to your clients are higher than a majority of those dime a dozen, you need to state that right away. You need to be confident. You need to keep these people that you get who are coming in from your pipeline, who are coming in from whichever, areas that they come from. Now, Ruth and I tend to have more work by referral type of clients, but there are some that we don't know who kind of just see our stuff around. We need to present to them pretty much immediately what we are going to offer to them. And since we know that we don't get paid until the close, they don't know that we don't get paid until the close most of the time.
And our company doesn't require us to use one. And so we have one that we put together ourselves. And basically it details whose job is what. So buyers come to us and let's face it, most of them have no idea how our whole industry works. They don't know that we don't get paid. They don't know that they need to actually hire one agent. They don't know how the process works. They don't know what's going to be next. They just want to get inside a house and see if it's the right one for them to buy. We know that that's not where they should start, but that's what they think. So first of all, I don't think we should feed into what they think. I don't think we should run out and show them the house when they call us out of nowhere. But I know some agents do, and I know that's your model. So at least do this after the first house. If you're going to give them a freebie, at least follow up with something that nails everything down. And to me, the main reason is really the client's best interest. So you can say that you're fine, for all the times you work for free. That's up to you. But doesn't a client deserve our best? Doesn't a client deserve our full attention, as full as we can give it when we have obviously more than one client? But don't they deserve an agent who's working at 100% because they know that they're going to get paid at the end of it? It's impossible for someone to show up, like a bumblebee from one client to another and really give it their all when they very well might not get paid because they haven't had any sort of a commitment given back. So going over the process and going over whose job is what, going over what to say and what not to say at an open house, those are all important parts of our loyalty agreement.
Right. So we want them to understand, and we don't make it unbreakable, but that's why we start out with an extensive buyer's meeting. We walk them through the process. We let them know, kind of get an idea of who we are, what we stand for, what's important to us, ask them questions, make sure that we're kind of all on the same page. And then if after all of that, they think that we're a good fit and we think that they're a good fit because they understand the need to go get a pre-approval because going to see houses before a pre-approval is pointless. Especially in the market that we've been in for a while. There's no reason to not, so once we get kind of the buy-in, then we say, great, we've given you this information, we've given you time, kind of, this is our free time. This is us giving you a consultation. We're kind of like the attorneys who give a free consultation, but then after that, they want a retainer, right?
Yep.
We're not asking for money. Some people do in a buyer's agreement, so that's
Not a
fine
bad
too.
idea.
But personally, right now we don't. But to take that next step, you want, if you're serious about buying a house, let's do this. This is your commitment to us, and within it, this is our commitment to you. So that they know that we we're taking our time, but that we won't abandon them, that they're not just a next, whatever's convenient. The first 5 people who call me today are the ones who get to see houses this weekend, not, hey, sorry, Mr. or Miss or whatever is my client. When they call, I'm going to put my best effort towards them.
And I know that some agents are worried that they're going to lose people. First of all, we have never had anyone not sign our agreement, right? I've never had anyone say, I don't want to sign that. Not once. Have you?
There's one I haven't really asked.
You're frozen for me, so I'm going to just keep talking.
Okay.
But if you're afraid that you're going to lose somebody, just understand, if you do, thank God, that's part of what this process is designed to do. That's the person who didn't want to work with you for some reason. You're not gonna get them by changing who you are or by, tricking them somehow. Let them go. Move on to somebody who wants to work with you, and do it fast.
Absolutely.
So on the rare, chance that might happen, consider it a blessing. It would be awesome if that person self-selected them out of your business.
And I think that, again, back to value proposition, I think that sets you apart from somebody else. If they have one person after another that they're just Russian rouletting off of the internet to see who's available that day, to just drop everything and show them. Once you take that step and go, has anybody explained this process to you? Do you know what to do next? And maybe not even question. Because sometimes they'll be like, yeah. Again, not the client for you then, right?
Right.
So, that against that fear of losing out on a potential paycheck in the long run, is cut your losses. Would you rather do that 2 months into it? Or, because the one time that you couldn't show them, suddenly they're calling the next person?
Exactly. So then you really wasted your time.
Absolutely.
So let it, let the chips fall where they may, as far as that's concerned. But, I have clients that I can say easily, go back to, remember we talked about not walking into a builder's office without me? Remember we talked about, if you do happen to go to an open house, you need to give them my card or my information, or tell them you're working with an agent. Remember we talked about what agents are not allowed to ask you at an open house, so you don't compromise yourself. So we're able to prepare them for all of the possible pitfalls that might happen. Remember we talked about, if you find out about the home of a friend, that I'm the first call you need to make. Really solve so many problems before they might happen. If you would like to see our buyer broker agreement, or buyer loyalty agreement is what we call it. And again, as Danielle said, that's our loyalty to one another. And the agreement details who's committing to what. So if you'd like to see that, just drop a comment here or shoot us an email. We'll send it to you. We're happy to share. And we would strongly, if you're not getting them now, strongly urge you to reconsider that. And it has been a great addition to our business since we've implemented we always get an agreement signed rule.
And I think as an industry too, I mean, let's be honest, part of the negativity that we get is almost that we're too cutthroat. Well, if we do something like this, and we come from an abundance idea anyway, that we couldn't possibly help everybody out there buying and selling. So let's all be in it together in a better situation. And that would be having confidence that we when we have committed to a client and a client has committed to us, that we'll be able to go through the whole process. That there's not clients or other agents out there trying to find ways, because I did have that this year. I did have another agent who was newer in my area who was talking to a friend of my buyers, and the whole time she was saying what I was doing right and what I was doing wrong, and told them exactly how to try to get out of my contract or our agreement when I didn't do a single thing wrong. Why are you calling me? You're calling me.
Am I calling you?
Yes.
My phone is doing that. Sorry. I don't know why. But I think it's time to end anyway. So
it makes us, if we all understand the importance of a buyer's representative agreement, then I think that makes and we all appreciate it from each other and respect it, then it makes our community, our industry a much better. Just like we can't for listing agreements. If you're under a listing agreement, don't talk to that person. If they're buyers, don't try poaching them. Don't try telling them, well, I would have gotten you this house without knowing that they needed assistance and they were this type of, when you don't know the whole story, So yep. It's one of those things that it would protect our industry as well. The more we
absolutely, yes. So protects us, protects buyers, protects our industry. It's just all good for the world. So do it. Don't forget your bra.
See you next week.